iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Charlotte Motors Speedway here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Tonight we're here at the Charlotte Motors Speedway, but we are not racing on that 1.5-mile track. We are racing on the small little Legends track right there. You see it, it's pretty much the width. The corner's just outside our camera shot here tonight, so we'll utilize the front straightaway and pit road as the back straightaway here tonight, as these drivers will compete on the smallest track of the circuit. We have been to the LA Coliseum here on Thursday nights before, but we have never been here to a track like this. So this is going to be a race like no other that we have ever seen before. With 25 plus drivers signed into tonight, we will see which one of these drivers can outlast. These straightaways not very long. The corners are very tight. They will be hard onto the brakes here tonight. And it is, of course, the street stock here tonight that we are utilizing for competition, which means it's a very heavy stock car with not a lot of tire and not a lot of braking power. These drivers are going to have to mind their P's and Q's all night long to see which one of them will be able to be there at the end with a chance to win. I can guarantee you we will see some flares here tonight of these drivers not being so happy with one another. But with that being said, qualifying is in the books, and it is time to get our starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Six Rings Racing. This is your starting lineup. Starting on the front row, he is a three-time champion with the series. Car number 1 of Dalton Williamson will start P number 1. To his outside, he is the driver that is sitting second overall in the championship standings here tonight, a 10-time winner in the car number 2 of Brian Hacker. Dave Bragg will start the switch tire, the Canadian Invasion number 31 back into the third spot, while Chris Stumps back out of Ohio here tonight, the number 98 will start in fourth. Arnold Vowles in car number 51 will start into the fifth spot, while Michael Treworthen in the car number 2 will go from sixth. Seventh here tonight, he was involved in a car accident 5 years ago. Tonight, though, he's here on iRacing, car number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Scott Duncan is back after an early exit last week. The 989 entry will go from P number 8 here tonight on the call. Starting back into the 9th position, it's car 54. It is Rex Hoyle. And then back into the 10th position, the Bragg Racing Canadian Invasion Posse. Car number 53, Victor Vowles back into the 10th spot. Eric Stout in the Six Rings Racing, number 12 out of Virginia, will go from the 11th starting spot. While how about the aging hipster, Billy Edwards, car number 73, will go right there with his Labatt Blue entry in 12th. 13th on the call here tonight, it'll be the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14 of Brian B. Yankee, while Dan, the man, the store magnate Butler, in car number 21, will go 14th. 15th will go to Mike Taschereau, car number 33 here tonight, while Greg June in car number 66 will go from 16th. 17th here tonight will be Dennis Bruce in the Big Bruce Customs, number 26. He'll go 17th on the call, while Aiden Alvecchio will start into the 18th starting spot. Driver out of Virginia, car number 99, missed last week. That'll be Mark Jenkins. He'll go from the 19th starting spot. 20th here tonight, he says good luck to make it to turn number 1. The Raven Graphics, car number 7 out of Spring, Texas, Doyle Lowrance. Back into the 21st spot here tonight, Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry. Car number 13 MA. That'll be Joshua Buckley. He'll start 21st. 22nd, he's going for a top 70 here tonight. I have faith in him. It's car number 70 of Steve McCormick. Back into the 23rd starting spot here tonight, the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply, car number 40 of Rob Higgins. AJ Watkins, the Checkered Flag Esports 01 out of Florida, will start 24th, 25th to go to celebrating 20 years in operation, car number 30 of Bob Higgins, and Stephen Dickey Jr. will tag the back of the field. Ready to go racing this time out of turn number 4, put 100 laps on the board. Here we go, racing here at Charlotte. Down into turn 1 for the first time here tonight. Let's see if everybody makes it through. One wide down the exit of turn 2. That was the 73 of Billy Edwards. When he hangs on to it, we are going to be able to complete the first lap here tonight at Charlotte. On the green, it'll be Dalton Williamson leading the way here tonight at Charlotte. Right on board with the driver of car number 1 as he's out front here. Look at everybody right down around the bottom here. Kind of a zipper effect tonight. One car off the speedways. I believe that was the 38 of Brandon Feeney. He got right back on, but Brandon Feeney was off and back on down the back straightaway last time. There you see him. He is back here battling with the number 2 of Michael Treworthen. They're down. Everybody going to be fighting for that bottom side of the speedway, and right now that Liquid Molly inside track entry there of Brandon Feeney has the advantage. It's a low, slow roll down around the bottom. Oh, Feeney hanging on to her. He was leading on all 7 inches of that tire, and he's not used to having 7 inches. So here tonight, trying to give her all she's got, Captain. Aiden Alvecchio towards the mid-pack back there. Looks like he is battling with the number 40 of Rob Higgins. That's back here for the 20th position. And these drivers got to get going because, well, here is the 7 of Lowrance. He is the final car. Where's the race leader? Look at that. There's the race leader. It's exactly a straightaway between the last place car right now of the 7 of Lowrance and Dalton Williamson. As there's Williamson, he'll come across the start-finish line. He'll lead that lap here again, as we're already 6 laps like that into the book, and there is actually these drivers starting to fan out all around the speedway. Chris Stump just ran his fastest lap time of the evening. There you see the driver out of Compton, the Empire Race Team entry. Sitting back there into the 4th position. Here's an interesting fact tonight already. No driver inside the top 9 has gained or lost a position. First driver that has lost a spot or gained a spot is actually going to be the driver of the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Caution lights. Caution lights coming on for the driver of the 99 of Mark Jenkins. Jenkins bringing out the caution flag here, and he will actually get trapped a lap down. Not a lot of room, not a lot of time to get these cars up and rolling. We'll have to go back and see what happened to the driver of the 99, Joshua Buckley, off the speedway also here during this wreck. Let's watch it. There's the 99, there's the 13. That's what they're telling me. It's right here in this group. The 99 checked up in the middle of the corner and nowhere for Buckley or the 01 there of Watkins to go. Greg June also involved. There goes the race leader, and that's where the caution flag is going to stem from. Right on board here. You're riding on board with Mark Jenkins. Slight little tap. Around goes the 99. And there's the race leader. A lap down now goes the 99 of Jenkins. So a good start here. Good little run to start this one. We did get 10 laps completed before the caution lights were flying here tonight at the Charlotte Legends Oval. It is Dalton Williamson who has led them all here with Brian Hacker in second. How about Dave Bragg still able to hold right there into that third spot with the switch tire. Jiffy Lube entry, the driver out of Ontario, Canada. Biggest mover so far here tonight is actually going to be the driver of the 01 entry. There you see the driver out of Titusville, Florida. Celebrate Real Estate entry. A.J. Watkins. So Watkins trying to pick his way through the field up to the 17th spot, actually. Looks like we'll go around at least another time and a half here tonight. So while we have time, race fans, we thank you for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to catch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series here tonight, presented by Red Light Racing. We are here with the street stocks at the Legends Course here at the Charlotte Oval. Ready to go back racing after the first caution flag of the evening has flown. It will be Williamson choosing the inside lane here, and then it will be Hacker to the outside. It'll be Bragg and Stump in row number 2. Arnold and Trevarthen back there, row number 3, coming back to green flag. Here they come. Great start by Williamson down there on the bottom side. Look at him drag race off turn number 2. A little bit of a stack him up in the back of the field back there. I believe A.J. Watkins may have touched a little bit of the infield turf there, but he has gotten the Celebrate 01 entry right back on cue. Nothing changing in the top 4. Michael Trevarthen and Arnold Val's going right back at it. There's the 51 switch tire. Oh, Brandon Feeney, hang on to her, old son. That 38 Liquid Molly entry is absolutely squirrely off turn number 2 a handful of times already here tonight. Arnold will be able to hold off Michael Trevarthen. Now it's these two drivers, Scott Duncan and Brandon Feeney. They are the ones that are stuck side by side for the 7th and 8th position as they work down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Both drivers being very respectful here tonight as they're not leaning on each other. A lot of times when we come to these small tracks like this, you might see a driver muscle up the driver onto the outside lane. But we are not seeing that here tonight. A very calm, cool, and collective night here at Charlotte. Dan Butler and Mike Taschereau, 2 drivers that have turned laps in the real world side of things together. And Josh Buckley, he's right there too. He has been to the racing school. So all 3 of the drivers that have been to the racing school right here tonight, running nose to tail from the 13th, 14th, and 15th position, as Greg June just behind them. There you see the PDX Racing entry back into the 17th spot. Dennis Bruce, the car number 26, trying to stick the nose underneath the 66, and that would be for the 17th spot. A.J. Watkins hard onto the brakes there in the 01, trying to get that car to rotate through the center. Oh, he's going to miss the corner that time. Does Greg June. That's going to allow the number 26 of Dennis Bruce to get a run. He'll be to the inside down to turn number 3. Will he be able to make the pass, though, is going to be the next question. It's one thing to get there. Can you complete the pass without getting yourself loose and out of shape? It looks like Bruce will just keep it nice, steady down to the bottom side, and now June will have to fall back. He'll get himself in front of Rob Higgins as they work down the back straightaway. Race leader heading into traffic, and that'll be the number 7, Doyle Lowrance. He'll head off the speedway down there in 3. He'll head his way to pit road. 24 laps already completed here tonight. They've all been led by Dalton Williamson. As a couple cars have not taken the green here tonight. Eric Stout and Stephen Dickey Jr. not making the call to take the green flag. Lap 25 will go in the books here. It'll be Dalton Williamson. And we just talked about Dennis Bruce making that pass. Well, Dennis Bruce got real loose, spun the car around to the infield. We did not get the caution flag, stayed green flag, and now Dennis Bruce is on the verge of going a lap down to car number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Williamson will come across the line. He will put that Big Bruce Customs number 26 a lap down. So now it'll be Bob Higgins, the next driver on the chopping block. There you see him. He's battling with the number 7, Steve McCormick. We talked about McCormick here tonight. He had some goals coming into the night. The goal was a top 70. Reach for the top 70 here for Steve McCormick tonight. So that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. I'm only lying, race fans. He's going to get a top 70 here tonight. We only had 26 drivers registered here tonight. And as of right now, there is 23 drivers left on the racetrack. As Dalton Williamson continuing to bear down on the back of the field, he will get to the number 30 of Bob Higgins here in just about a lap or two. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. That drags you to the outside. Mark Jenkins in the middle. That was Aiden Alvecchione in the middle. Or down on the bottom side, down on the bottom there for Aiden Alvecchione. That didn't last very long, as now you can see the race leaders, Williamson working through lap traffic, and Brian Hacker start to close the gap here. Now that we're into this lap traffic, maybe Dalton Williamson will get caught up into a lapper or not have the preferred line. There you see Hacker back into the second spot trying to get around the 70, and McCormick will give him the inside advantage. So it's still Williamson, it's still Hacker, Bragg, the top 3. As Brandon Feeney having some problems. Car number 38 turned around. He's down to the grass. He'll keep it down to the grass, so we will stay green here. It looks like he's trying to get that car rolling, and he will, so we will actually stay green. He will lose a lap under the green flag, as now here comes Bob Higgins trying to get around that liquid molly inside track number 38. So Feeney keeping his right foot out of it and not turning that car back around onto the racetrack, so we do stay green. Look at Williamson hard into lap traffic now, right on board with the race leader. Sneak down to the inside, very ginger on the throttle there. A lot of off-throttle time there for the number 1 of Williamson. Here comes Hacker trying to close in. Bragg also trying to dive into the corner there. You just hear those throttle points by the champion. Ginger. Very, very ginger. That's how you get around the racetrack here tonight. Dave Bragg the last couple of weeks has shown that he has had a lot of speed up underneath that number 31 switch tire entry. And those Canadian Invasion posse people up there, they have come to play. I can tell you that because these drivers, big problems. The 0-1 of A.J. Watkins on the front straightaway has turned it around. Heavy, heavy damage with that 0-1. Watkins, who was one time the biggest mover of the race, now turned around to bring out the second caution flag of the evening here on lap number 37. Let's take a look. What happened here is he got to the inside on Mike Tash for a little contact, and a little neck code started that one with him and Joshua Buckley coming off turn number 4. Watkins trying to get turned around. He will lose a lap, unfortunately. See that little contact there? And all of a sudden, you can hear the rear tires light up and into the outside retaining wall. He went here on the front straightaway. So the second caution flag of the evening is flying here. It's been a good race so far. We've seen a lot of side-by-side battling. We've seen the race leaders headed into lap traffic. We've seen Brandon Feeney spin it to the infield, and, well, now we just saw the 0-1 of A.J. Watkins and Joshua Buckley come together. There are still 16 drivers on the lead lap. Greg June looks like he was the driver that did receive the lucky dog, I do believe, so he has gotten his car back around the speedway. The PDX Racing number 66 driver back on the lead lap. Taking a look, did anybody else have any problems there? It looked like Dan Butler was off the racetrack, but he is still being scored into the 12th spot. He actually had to go to the grass just to avoid the car slowing down here tonight. We talked about how it's a very small track, the smallest track we've ever been to. So we'll go back racing here. It will be Dalton Williams and Brian Hacker with Dave Bragg and Chris Stump, the top four, the first two rows here tonight. Come back into the restart zone and get things rolling. Slow roll onto the front straightaway as we go back racing. A late green flag there by the flagger, but we are back underway here at Charlotte. And Williamson right back where he left off to the point here. Oh, Bragg trying to throw it to the inside there. Hacker lifted early going down the back straightaway. Try and get himself back in line, and now he will be able to do it. But, man, Dave Bragg was there. He was ready to fill the hole of that 0-2 to try and get himself another spot up on the pecking order. He won't be able to do it. It will be Williamson, Hacker, Bragg, and Stump. That's how they are lined up here tonight. One driver stuck to the outside currently. Now it's Scott Duncan. Now it's Michael Trevarthen in the 51. So Trevarthen in the 2 and the 51 of Arnold right there. Down to the inside this time for Vowles as he's down to the bottom side. At the line, he has the spot. The drivers towards the mid-pack having some problems here. Dan Butler was jacked up, and he was down touching the infield turf. Looks like Aidan Alvecchione trying to bully his way through, and Alvecchione will do it, but that is not a Panel 4 position because Aidan Alvecchione is currently a lap down to the race leaders. Dan Butler is on the lead lap. He will fall to 15th, but he is the last car on the lead lap. Scott Duncan getting around the 51. Arnold falling backwards here on the restart. He's lost 2 spots since we went back green flag racing. Question, has he used up the tires on the 51? That could be a possibility. You always got to be mindful on some of these very technical tracks. It's very hard to put the power down. So if you abuse the power, you abuse the rear tires, you abuse those front tires, trying to put way too much wheeling to get that car to turn, instead of using a little bit of brake, trying to use the momentum of that car to turn it. Williamson out front here. This is the biggest lead we've seen all night. Almost a 1-second deficit between the top 2 spots here. Maybe Hacker trying to save a little bit here, knowing there are still 51 laps remaining here tonight. Still a lot of racing left. Everybody has gone single file here. There's Philly Edwards. He's worked his way into the 11th spot. Rob Higgins is 2 positions back in the checkered flag auto supply Busch Light number 40 entry. He's picked up 10 spots, sort of way back into the 23rd spot here tonight. He elected to start at the rear with a number of other people. Feeney gonna hang on to it. Brandon Feeney in that 38 here tonight. He has had a heavy, heavy right foot, and he's been hanging on to that old girl. So Feeney is currently being scored back into the 18th position. That is 1 lap down there for Brandon Feeney. He is battling with A.J. Watkins right now. Watkins will have the lucky dog position if a caution would come out. He would get his lap back. Race leader, though, into more lap traffic already, and that now will put Mike Taschereau on the bubble. So A.J. Watkins is really looking for a caution flag here in the next lap and a half if he could. Otherwise, Mike Taschereau, that number 33, there you see the Pontiac, that yellow entry. He's the one that's on the bubble at the moment, and well, I'm going to say every foot because the track's not very long, not very big. Every foot that we race here tonight, Mike Taschereau is falling back into the clutches of that number 1 there of Williamson. Then it'll be Dan Butler, Greg June, and Rob Higgins all on the chopping block. That's how they're lined up around the speedway. Everybody minding their P's and Q's. Old freight train of Canadians here. There's the Scott Duncan entry running in 6th. Then it's Arnold, and then there's Victor running 7th and 8th here tonight. One driver wide there. That's car number 30 of Bob Higgins. Higgins leaving the bottom lane for the race leaders here tonight. Higgins is a lap down. Higgins is actually 2 laps down currently on the timing and scoring. Race leader now looking to the inside on Mike Taschereau. Will Taschereau make it easy on the race leader? I don't know. Taschereau, one of those hardest drivers to move up and out of the way. There you see Steve McCormick. McCormick is a lap down. He's going to go 2 laps down now to the race leader of Dalton Williamson. Williamson going to send her off into 3 sideways a little bit there for car number 1. They didn't make contact though. That'll be Dan Butler. You talk about some of the hardest drivers to get around when you're out there onto the racetrack, putting Mike Taschereau and Dan Butler up towards the top there, but it looks like they're going to be very gentlemanlike here tonight. Both drivers just going to get out of the way of the race leader. Now Brian Hacker, though, he's in trouble. He's catching these lap cars in the wrong place at the wrong time, and a little contact there. Dave Bragg into the back of car number 2. So Bragg trying to tell Hacker there in the Aberdeen Lodge number 2 to maybe try to get a little momentum built up, trying to get that car going around the speedway, because the race leader Williamson now up to a 1.7 second lead. 53 in the double V entry, losing some spots. He's lost 1, 2, and trying to hang on here as there goes the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe number 14 of Brian Bianchi. There you see that car. Now Bianchi into the 9th spot. Victor back to where he started. He was as high up as running into the 6th spot. Now Victor's back to running 10. There's Phil Edwards in the Labatt Blue, number 73. Rex Hoyle with a run. Caution lights. Caution lights, and I'm not sure if some of our race leaders were involved in this. We'll have to go back and watch this, because I'm being told Dave Bragg and Chris Stump are involved in this wreck here. We'll see, but it was Greg June, the driver that was turned around in car number 66. There you see the 66. He was back into the 16th running position. So it's the 3rd caution flag of the night, and this is what it looks like. Oh, Williamson into the back of the 66 of June. What happens down here into the corner? Williamson going to turn around the 66, who's trying to stay on the lead lap at the time. And then Dave Bragg and Chris Stump were on the bottom there. It looked like June trying to get the car turned back around, and unfortunately, right on board here with June. There's a love tap there from the Williamson entry. And they go down to the corner, and Williamson going to give him a yeet. Right on board now. Still with Greg June just peeking out the front here as he's going to get turned right there. Brian Hacker with a quick move, and then unfortunately nobody else down on the bottom side was able to get around without contact. So that will involve Dave Bragg and Chris Stump. So they got involved. There you see the number 98 of Chris Stump here tonight. His car actually still looking pretty clean. Dave Bragg, on the other hand, the switch tire number 31, he has some damage to that 31. So we'll see how that car continues. Scott Duncan got a little piece of it. Michael Trevarthen also got a little piece of it. So all drivers that are towards the front of the field here tonight getting a little piece of damage. So we'll see what happens here when we get ready to line them back up. We should see the 1 to go marker this time by. We're over halfway home in this one, so the gloves now, we know how this normally plays out when we're over halfway. And They can see the checkered flag in hand as the laps start to count down. These drivers start to get a little itchy. That means they may try to make a little bit of moves that aren't going to normally stick. We might see a little more contact here in the closing laps. Everybody has played very nice so far here tonight. Question being, will they continue to do it? It'll be Williamson, Hacker, Stump, then Bragg, the top 4 spots. Had some very late green flags here tonight by our flagger. That time a little earlier. Chris Stump sideways. He'll save it, though. Sideways that time, down going into turn number 1. He was trying to get everything she had to see if he could maybe take that spot from Brian Hacker. He will not be able to, and now he's under attack because here comes Scott Duncan. Duncan has got underneath the Dave Bragg entry, so bump Bragg back, and now Bragg is stuck on the outside after having such a good run here. He's getting caught up in that wreck there with the lap car. Now Bragg should be able to get back down to the bottom side. He'll lose 1-2 spots on that restart. The top 2 still have not exchanged hands. It's Williamson, it's Hacker, it's Chris Stump. As they combine this time, they will complete lap number 72 out of the 100 scheduled here tonight. The driver banking it off the wall back there. I believe that was the Rex Oil Philly Edwards entry. They scraped up the wall just a little bit. No harm, no foul to these street stocks, these big, heavy sheet metal machines out there tonight, these behemoths, as some of them may say. Driver back there, I think just missed the corner. I think that was the 271 of Aidan Alvecchio. Missed the corner. Got passed up there by Greg June. Brandon Feeney is battling with Aidan Alvecchio along with Dennis Bruce. You see the 70 of McCormick going for a top 70 here tonight. Everybody's still chasing this man. That's out front, Jags.com. Spread out all around the speedway. Pass back here. I believe that was Mark Jenkins passing up to 26 that time, down into 3. Jenkins trying to work his way back through the field. Told me he was not going to be a fan of this race here tonight. He is back there into the 19 spots, exactly where he started. 24 laps remaining here. Joshua Buckley trying to pick up another one. He's into double digits, and he's trying to get his 11th position gain. Victor trying to hold on to the top 10, though. Josh has been here a time or two to the Charlotte Legends track, as though the caution lights are coming on. Caution lights, the 99, Jenkins. He was turned around down in turn 1. Battling with Brandon Feeney. What happened into turn 1? Oh, he got way, way low and got into Feeney. Wasn't going to quite make the center of the corner. Threw the car sideways, and race control here tonight having a very itchy trigger finger here because it is one of the smallest tracks. If you get turned around, sometimes you just don't know where the cars are going to wind up. Right on board here. Let's listen to it. As he got into the corner, when he came off the gas, you could hear a little bit of wheel hop from the camera there on top of the car. That car got a little sideways, a little loose, and once you lock up those rear tires and start hopping, you are kind of along for the ride, and not much you're really going to do to get out of that other than to release the brake pedal. But once you release the brake pedal, what happens, the car really starts to pick up momentum, and Mark Jenkins just was not able to do anything with that 99 other than get right into the number 26 of Dennis Bruce. And the caution lights obviously came on all around the speedway. Greg June down on pit road. It looks like he may return. He is going to return to the racetrack, and he will be scored 23rd, position 4 laps down to the race leader. Being told Dan Butler was the lucky dog, so there you see the driver out of Southbridge, Massachusetts. He will get the lucky dog. So So he'll tag back of the longest line as we double him back up here. It'll be one lap to green after the 4th caution flag of the evening. We'll wrap up, looks like it'll be 17 laps to go when we do go back racing. This time it'll be Williamson, it'll be Hacker, it'll be Stump, and now Scott Duncan will line up to the 4th spot. Into the restart zone we go, 17 laps remaining. The inside lane looks like it's going to prevail once again for the 61 of Williamson. Hacker's able to get to the bottom side in front of Chris Stump. That's going to hang the number 989 of Scott Duncan to the outside. Now here comes Michael Trevarthen, car number 2 of Trevarthen, trying to work his way up inside the top 4 if he can. Got to get around the Canadian Tire, number 989 of Scott Duncan if he wants to do it. Look at Brian Bianchi cutting through the field. Dave Bragg still hanging on to the outside the top 5 back there. He is running into the 7th spot right now. 15 laps to go. If you have anything left in the tank right now is the time that you're going to have to use it. What does Brian Hacker have? Does he have anything for car number 1 here tonight at Williamson? Brian Hacker is the points leader coming in. He has a 12-point lead over Dalton Williamson. And, well, right now the race ended. Williamson would chew into that lead just a little bit. "13 laps remaining. Everybody single file except for one duo back there. Taschereau to the inside here of Arnold and car number 51. Arnold to the outside. Not able to get down. Taschereau will pick up the spot. And here comes Rob Higgins. He's going to try to pick up a spot. Higgins probably cracking open another one of those cold Busch lattes as he's here tonight racing. Probably not a good idea. Tight track, small track, not a lot of time. Next time by, though, at the line there, you see the number 1 down the back straightaway. That's your race leader. We will see the double high 5 at the flag stand. Hacker sideways, using up those rear tires. Double high 5 at the flag stand, just 10 more times to go around the speedway. A couple drivers having some contact back here. Brandon Feeney, AJ Watkins, Aiden Alvecchione all making contact. I believe Steve McCormick also getting into that one also. They are all battling back here for the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th position on the speedway. Stay green with just 9 laps remaining. Williamson starting to build back up that race lead that he had. He had almost a 2-second lead at one point. Hacker is struggling off turn number 4. The struggle bus is real as the driver out of Huntley, Illinois, starting to lose touch with the Florida native. Rob Higgins having some problems. Look like a couple drivers to pit road. Uh-oh, turn around goes the 2. Green flag going to stay in the air here. Now Philly Edwards. Race control has an itchy trigger finger, but here towards the end of this one, they're going to keep this one green. Uh-oh, more contact. Michael Trevarthen just hooked a left there and now winds up to the infield. Victor, car number 53, going to be the innocent bystander on that one. Craziness here towards the end of this one. Trevarthen, you can't park there. That's what they're telling me. You can't park there. This time, though, high 5 here for Dalton Williamson. It is just 5 more circuits. 5 more circuits at this little bull ring. Let's see which one will claim the circus prize here tonight. Victor way back into the 14th spot now, so he is going to be out of the running here tonight to pick up a win. There goes Victor. He'll take it pit side. He knows his night is over. Unfortunate for the driver out of Canada. Had a good run going, trying to get himself into the top 5. 3 to go. The popsicle sticks are going to wind them up, and they're going to be dumped out this time. It will be 2 more times around here tonight for Dalton Williamson. He does have that 1-second lead over Brian Hacker. Chris Stump's back there. Brian Bianchi, Scott Duncan right now at the top 5. As it be coming to the white flag this time. Will we get the white flag? Will we end here on 100 even laps? Yes, we will. White flag is up, presented by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. Williamson trying to pick up another one here. He holds the all-time wins here with the series. 31 wins for Williamson. Make that 32 wins for Williamson as he'll pick up the win here tonight at Charlotte. It'll be Williamson across the line with Hacker, and then at the line, give it to Scott Duncan for the fourth spot. Him and Brian Bianchi drag racing. Scott Duncan will hold fourth. Bianchi will pick up the fifth spot. Rex Oil, Dave Bragg, Joshua Buckley, Philly Edwards, Michael Trevorrow, Mike Taschereau. That is Mike Taschereau that will finish 10th here tonight. Williamson, though, your race winner. 32nd career win with the series. So he'll celebrate a little bit. He'll use up what's left of the rear tires. I'm sure he can order some more from Jegs.com. Better place to order them, though, would be from our friends at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. They're Dalton. Dalton always giving Rob Higgins a hard time about window cleaner. So as Williamson does his celebratory donuts down there on the infield here tonight on the artificial turf here at Charlotte, we're going to take a quick step away. We'll be back to talk to the top three after this exciting race here tonight at the Charlotte Legends Oval.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Charlotte Legends Oval here tonight as Red Light Racing went 100 laps here from the Charlotte Legends Oval here in competition for the first time ever. And we brought the four fenders heavy street stock 7-inch tires here tonight to slip and slide around. And it was actually a very good race here by these drivers here tonight. A lot of optimism from a lot of these drivers coming into tonight. They weren't sure what was really going to happen on this small little track. But we can tell you, it was one of the best shows we have seen all season long from a lot of these drivers. A lot of respect from these drivers out there tonight. And there's a lot of respect inside the top three. So let's say, what do you say we go talk to these top three drivers? Let's kick things off with the driver that will pick up his 32nd career win. Dalton, you do it again here tonight. You put it on the pole and you lead all 100 laps, but it was not all uneventful for you.
No, to be honest, I thought we were going to stay closer here because tire fall off wasn't that bad, but I guess I may have found something. I didn't practice all week. I just kind of showed up during practice tonight, and I guess it worked out pretty well.
So what you're saying here pretty much is when you wake up in the morning and you go to the bathroom, you pretty much pee excellence. Pretty much. Well, I guess there ain't much more to talk about than other than talking about that then. So I guess, well, how do you feel? 32nd win of your career here on Thursday nights.
I think I'm just going to keep trying to rack them up and see how many I can get there by the end of the year.
Well, toss it up, throw it up. Here's 32. Here's the red carpet. Here's the microphone. What do you got to say?
First and foremost, Turn 3 Racing Network, for all the broadcast work you guys do a hell of a job. As far as the league goes, Josh, Rob, Eric, all the admin, Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring the series. Hell of a series. Gets better every year as far as sponsors. Platinum RV Services, Rocket Performance, Reb Esports, BK Paints. Other than that, not too much. And I guess the family for watching tonight.
There you hear it. Picks up his 32nd career win of the series. Qualifies on the pole. Leads all 100 laps. Got in a little bit of a scuffle with a lap car, but otherwise, Dalton Williamson woke up this morning and said, go try and see if I can win again. He does it here tonight at the Charlotte Legends Oval. For the first time ever, he will win, and he will be the first driver to ever etch their name into that record book. The driver that came in, though, he will finish second here tonight. He was the championship points leader coming in. You will leave as the championship points leader there, Brian, but a second place finish here tonight for this number 2.
Yeah, I think it's about all we had tonight. I couldn't get a rhythm to save my life, and I was hoping that maybe lap traffic would come into play a little bit. Excuse me, a little bit more, and it did not. We'll take a second place and move on to a real racetrack next week.
Well, you talk about getting a rhythm, and did you ever think about doing a 1-2 waltz? 1-2 waltz. You think that would have helped you out?
I think anything would have helped me out. But if taking advice on rhythm from a bald white guy is where I'm going to stoop down to, then I'll probably have to look elsewhere.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good point there. Yeah, let's not do that. Ask Chris Stump for dancing tips. But hey, tonight you did pretty good. How was the lap traffic when you guys did get down there into lap traffic?
For me, by the time I got to him, it was fine. Couple times in front of me, Dalton had to get a little rowdy with some guys, and I don't blame him. I think there's one that went off his nose, and I probably would have done the same thing. He was running Dalton like he was running for a top 5, and certainly was not. So other than that incident, which didn't involve us, I thought lap traffic played nice tonight.
Now, what about next week? We will actually, for the first time ever, take the late model stock machines to the Stafford Motors Speedway. What are we expecting next week? Because it's a brand new car that we have not seen before.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of laps in them, but they seem like a pretty good time. Stafford has always been kind of a strong suit track for me, so hopefully that means I can adapt pretty quickly to the new car. So we shall see. It usually gets single file pretty quick there, but I think with the way that the new car is set up and built, I think we might see more side-by-side action there than we would have with the older version.
Well, we look forward to seeing that next week. Before we let you go, you will be the points championship leader leaving tonight, so congratulations on holding that points championship top spot. But who makes this all possible back home in the, I guess they want to really consider it a state, Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really consider it a state. I don't, just because I'm from here doesn't mean I like it. But Scott Austin Designs for painting us a good-looking hot rod. I think the third place car was also painted by Scott. So good-looking rides, as always, from him. Carbon Junction, Narrative Coffee, Aberdeen Lodge, you for doing this. Buckley and the gang for putting this on. Checkered Flag Auto Supply for letting us do this. And who sponsored tonight's race?
You.
Well then, God damn it, thank me.
There you hear it. Thank him, race fans. Tonight, Brian Hacker will wheel and deal that machine into second. Congratulations to him. Him and Dalton Williamson are the only two drivers that qualified and finished in the same spots here tonight. The driver that finished third, get ready for a doozy, race fans. Look at that hair. We go from me with no hair from Brian Hacker all the way to Chris Stump. Stump, the hair didn't get in the way tonight?
Not tonight. I had her tied back.
Tied back just enough that the driver behind you was able to pull it a couple times here tonight. A little bit of bumper cars out there towards the back end of the top 5 there. How did the car survive this one?
As Brian was saying, it was remarkably clean. Any contact, that I was involved in, it wasn't anything egregious, just people checking up, trying to stay off each other. Really blew my mind how clean it was, honestly. Looking back at the way some of the shows have gone, I was really shocked.
Well, it was a good one, that is for sure. You got in a little bit of a scuffle there about the midway point of this one. A lap car getting spun out in front of you guys. A little damage on that car. Did it affect the handling at all here at this very short track?
I was so out of control, I couldn't really tell if it did or did not. Felt bad for Dave, he kind of got screwed on that deal because I don't think I could have made it around him. You know, in the long run, we were all so even. We wouldn't have been able to get around each other cleanly. So sucked for him, but I'll take a third anyway. I can get it at this point.
Third doesn't look too bad in the record books, but hey, who do you got to thank here tonight other than your mom for a great finish?
I want to thank your mom, and just want to thank Josh, everyone at Red Light, for putting these shows on. It's a lot of work for little return, and hearing us guys complain for wrecking our virtual race cars every week. And my Empire Racing teammates, shout out to our buddy AJ. I think he had a hot date tonight. And thank you, Roger, for being you.
There you have it, the guy that has more hair than anybody, the biggest nose, and your mom as a sponsor. Chris Stump here tonight will rally and finish in P number 3. Congratulations to him and all his crew members back home. And man, Dalton Williamson is on a roll here in the series, picking up his 32nd career win. We touched on that. Brian Hacker is second here tonight across the line with Chris Stump in third. Scott Duncan has a good night at the end of this one after last week's terrible race that he had ordealed, and it'll be fourth for him. Brian Bianchi will pick up 8 spots and finish 5th. Then it was Rex Hoyle across the line here tonight. In the 6th position, Dave Bragg will finish 7th. Joshua Buckley will pick up the most spots here. That'll be 13 spots gained for the Grant Hips Walkers and Canes driver. He'll finish in 8th. Philly Edwards will rally back from an early spin in car number 73. He'll finish 9th. And Mike Tasherow from a lap down to back on the lead lap to a top 10. All the results here tonight, of course, unofficial here from the Charlotte Legends Oval. The first time we've ever come here to this racetrack, and I think after a lot of drivers requesting to come here and a lot of poking and prodding, we put on a heck of a show. So we thank all the drivers for their poking and prodding of the admins here to get this track on the schedule this year. I think we put on a heck of a show, and hopefully we get to see it again. But next week, we're in for a little bit of a treat. We've never seen the super late model, or the late model stock, excuse me, the late model stock entry. It's brand new here at the iRacing.com service. As again, a reskin and new physics all put underneath that car. So we look forward to next week at Stafford Motor Speedway to see that car come out for the first time on the season. We can't wait to get to Stafford. So race fans, with that being said, we thank you for tuning in here tonight at the Charlotte Legends Oval tonight to watch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Dalton Williamson, your winner. And until we see you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.